I don't know.
Well, good morning. It's 8:30, so we might as well get started. Get this show on the road. I guess we're still looking for Dave. He's probably hung up on Frankstown Road somewhere. I guess we'll start out. We have a roll call, Rhonda, please.
Okay. Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Bakley. Mr. Dixon.
Here.
Mr. Artizone.
Here.
Mr. Carter.
Here.
Mr. Holsinger.
Here.
Mr. Postles. Mr. Sheila.
Here.
Ms. Smith.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Pat Bakley.
Here.
There we go.
Late arrival.
Okay, we have a quorum.
We're waiting for Dave, though. I don't know what happened to Dave. Okay, first item of business we have is we have these are the minutes that got sent out by email for review and approval. So if there are any questions or corrections, I will entertain motion to approve the minutes for the July 27th meeting.
So moved. Second.
I have a second. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Who moved?
Who moved?
Because I heard two at the same time.
Who moved over there?
Doesn't matter who. Somebody volunteer.
Larry.
Larry,
Larry.
thank you.
And who seconded that?
I did.
He
Okay.
seconded.
All right, moving right ahead. I guess, do you have any public comment? Nothing back in the back row. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, before we get started here, I suppose all of you heard about the death down in Greenwood, the young man walking on the road. And I just wanted to say that this is one of the reasons why, I think this commission should really be pushing sidewalks. And I think it's imperative that whenever we have developments along any kind of right-of-way, we should be encouraging placements, pedestrian walkways and stuff. I mean, it may not have helped this young man, but, walking along a highway, it's better to walk on concrete or pavement than it is to walk on gravel. And I know this area quite well because I grew up in that area. And there's people that walk along that highway all the time. Kids ride their bikes along that highway. And a lot of times they ride out onto the paved area because it's easier to ride on that than it is the gravel. Now I know you're not supposed to be riding on sidewalks, but it's a better alternative than riding on rock. And I think that this commission, that whenever we have any kind of projects against right-of-ways, we definitely should encourage sidewalks.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
If there are no further public comment, Bruce will give you your shot.
Hey, just to let you know, the projects are coming along very swiftly. We talked about last time the 9 projects, broadband projects that Crow's Nest is completing here in the county with cooperation with AEBI. And today I see you have another letter of support on your agenda, and so I just would strongly encourage you to we appreciate that support and the letters you send to keep that on. We are waiting currently for the to find out what the Pennsylvania Broadband Development Authority is going to award in terms of all the grant applications that were filed, of which we were, the county would be recipient on. Several large things were beneficial on some regional and other projects. So I think everyone's just waiting to see how much money comes our way.
Okay. Anything else? That's it?
It's budget time, so I think Dave and I have a meeting here in the next, you're on my schedule sometime in September. That's in September we do our budget liaison meetings where the liaison commissioner and finance department and the department head meet to review the budget input and have a discussion and clear any questions that are up. So,
He's just
so Dave and I get to argue that day. Maybe.
you just doubled everything we got, that'd work
Yeah.
really, really good for us, Bruce.
We'll work on that.
How long have you lived here?
Too long, I guess. Moving right ahead, I guess it's now the Mackenzie show, and I guess we're looking at, so we've got 4 applicants here that require our input and review, and then we'll go to the staff level reviews. So, Mackenzie, take it away.
Okay, so item number 5 on your agenda is for the Groundhog Solar Outdoor Showroom. This is located at the corner of North 8th Street and North 4th Avenue in the city of Altoona. And this proposal is for the construction of an outdoor solar panel showroom on a .206 acre parcel owned by Groundhog Solar. Additional site improvements would include sidewalks, landscaping, parking facilities, and a maintenance shed. Proposed parking for the site will consist of 2 paved standard vehicle parking spaces, which should be sufficient for the showroom's proposed call to schedule usage. The narrative described that this will be a fenced-in outdoor showroom with signage that if you call to schedule an appointment with Groundhog, you can meet there and they will show you the outdoor showroom.
Okay, so there is no building or
No.
showroom, physical building for them to?
No.
Oh, okay.
Access to the proposed site appears to be through the rear alley here, which connects to, which connects to North 8th Street. The proposed outdoor showroom is enclosed in a 5-foot high chain link fence with 2 4-foot wide gates in front of the parking area. And once again, because of the site's intended use as a by appointment showroom, the proposed access to the site should not be a significant cause for concern. Sidewalks are proposed along North 8th Street to continue the existing sidewalks that come to right here. And they, like I said, they presently end at this corner. Included with the sidewalk are tapered detectable surfaces, which are ADA compliant, as well as a bench right here. Landscaping plans provided with the proposal included various trees and shrubs throughout the site, including street trees along both North 8th Street and North 4th Avenue, which make for an attractive site, as well as sufficient headlight buffer onto the neighboring properties. The site is located within the Little Juniata River watershed. The proposal includes reseeding the existing compacted gravel lot in order to grow grass, which should not only help mitigate any runoff, but also any potential thermal impacts as a result of the proposal.
Okay. Are there any questions?
These ground mounted,
Yes.
and did they give a landscaping plan? I'm not much.
They didn't provide a landscaping plan, but in the site plan, it just included like street trees along here, but no landscaping plans other than reseeding the gravel for internally.
So what, these are the ones is probably what, they're on, up and the panels themselves are up, what, about 3-4 feet off the ground? Is that the way they are?
Based on what I've seen, the plans didn't include the information about the specs of the.
Okay, I just was wondering if that's typically what I've seen around, that seems to be the kind of the norm.
I was just wondering if the street trees would shade the panels, but that's his business, I guess, if they want to put trees up.
I guess they're not hooking the panels up to
No,
generate.
the panels are more or
Just
less
show
just
them.
to like see what is
Oh, they're not
available.
operational?
No, they're not operational.
Oh,
Okay, that's weird.
okay.
No, that's why the reseeding the grass was important for the thermal effects of the surrounding area to not overheat or cause any excess heat onto the surrounding pavement.
Okay. If there are no further questions or concerns, I will entertain a motion to approve the staff recommendations for item 5 of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Moving right ahead.
All right, item number 6 on your agenda is for the Lexington Avenue Apartments. These are located at 117 Lexington Avenue in the city of Altoona. And this proposal is for the construction of a 3-story, 6-plex residential housing development on a .276 acre parcel owned by Durbin Companies, which is a local company, where it says they're based in Altoona. Additional site improvements would include the demolition of the existing playground equipment, as well as adding new sidewalks along Lexington Avenue, paved parking, and stormwater management facilities. Included with the development was a proposal to merge the existing 3 adjoining parcels that are currently utilized as playground and open space, as you can see here. And that would create the contiguous .276 acre parcel, which is zoned as a residential multifamily or multi-household. Proposed parking at the site would consist of 8 standard vehicle parking spaces, as well as 1 ADA van accessible parking space, which will meet Altoona's parking requirements for developments of this size and type. However, in order to meet the city's requirements regarding bicycle parking, we do recommend the inclusion of a bicycle rack. Access to the proposed site appears to be through 5-foot wide concrete walkways along the side of the building, as well as connecting the rear parking area to Lexington Avenue. Concrete sidewalks have also been proposed along Lexington Avenue, which connects existing sidewalks on this side. Landscaping plans provided with this proposal include various trees and shrubs throughout the site, including street trees along Lexington Avenue, which should make for an attractive site and provide a sufficient buffer of headlight glare onto the property. However, we did recommend, if feasible, to include a landscaped buffer at the rear parking area to prevent headlight glare from this onto the surrounding housing units. However, there was 2 proposed rain gardens here, so that might help offset some headlight glare, but that should also help to mitigate any increased stormwater runoff as a result of the proposal. The proposed plan did include overhead lighting throughout the entire site. We did recommend that the developer ensure any exterior lighting is shielded and directed in a manner that would prevent glare, once again, onto neighboring properties and roadways.
Does the city require, does that meets their parking requirements for 6 units?
Yes. It was 1 per unit,
That's all they require?
yes.
Okay.
Can we have your picture back up again?
Of the site,
I can see Lexington Avenue.
Lexington Avenue is here.
So the back of the site is right there, right?
Accessed by alley, I believe that's
Does that,
Chestnut Alley.
what happens to this property here? Is it,
So this is the property that's being merged into 1 property, and these are playground, this is playground equipment that's existing, and the plan is to demolish the playground equipment in order to build the housing unit.
So the
Okay.
children in that area use that park quite frequently. So now they're gonna have to play in the street.
I did look at the aerial imagery of that area, and I could not find another even pocket park within probably a mile of that radius. So this was the only,
Okay,
like I
so
said,
that's-
even a pocket park.
We put this playgrounds in.
That's what I.
Isn't that part of the nursing?
Pardon?
Isn't that part of that NRSA stuff 20 years ago?
No, actually, I acquired that lot from the beverage distributor when we did Chestnut Avenue widening. And they at that time recommended it we kept open space playground.
Mm.
So that's the way I wrote it up. But
Okay.
since then, both those owners have died. So this is what you get.
All right, so, yeah, I'm not happy about losing playgrounds. But,
Especially like I said,
They're on
there's a lot
private
of young
property.
children in that area, and they do use that fountain.
It's a heavily populated young area.
Well, yeah, and especially after they put those townhouses in, those new townhouses in, there's a lot of families in there.
and there's, looks like on that site, the space is minimal anyway, so.
Can we recommend that they displace those playgrounds to another local lot if available? I mean, as a suggestion, not as a,
I think it's worth noting that the loss of
Yeah, I,
a playground like that in that community would be significant. So I think
Yeah,
that
I
is
think-
something that can be.
I think you can make that
There's
recommendation.
a city owns a lot down in that area.
No.
Or find an alternate location for them.
Well, yeah, that would probably be a good thing, but the only thing of it is, the alternate location is probably miles away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Billy said they died.
it's a
okay.
pretty big lot too.
This is a private residence here, right?
Correct.
Yep.
And this is,
Private residents on both sides.
Both sides.
and this is their back lot, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then we don't know who's maintaining that lot, right?
Who's maintaining those playgrounds anyway?
The property owner, on the tax record says that it's owned currently by the Durbin companies.
Okay, so it's owned by,
Oh,
So I'm not sure who's,
it's their
I'm
lot.
not sure who maintained it prior to that, or prior to that transfer.
I would suggest you that as part of the letter that they strongly suggest they look for alternate site or some way to maintain those playgrounds in the neighborhood, something. Either by purchasing either if this man is the property owner is going to sell some area there, or somehow that they get some, at least keep one of those playground areas available.
That telling the kids who play in traffic.
Well, yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I live up on the next block, and the kids up there, they don't have a place to play basketball, so they put a basketball in front of a house, and they actually play basketball on Howard Avenue because they have no place to play basketball.
And this is relatively close, I believe, to Martin's.
It's right here.
Yeah, it's right. It's like a
Martin's
busy.
Street.
Yeah, so it is
And
kind
Martin's
of
is right down the next street.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning it's a relatively highly traversed area, trafficked area. So playing in the street,
It's not an option. It's not a good option. Let's put it's never a good option.
right? But not certainly
It's
not.
it's even less of an option in this case. All right, is there any further discussion? Can we have a motion? I would say to accept the staff recommendation with the strong recommendation they find some kind of alternative site for those playgrounds, for at least one of those playgrounds. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. If there are no further discussions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, so that's moving ahead.
Right. So number 7 on your agenda is for the Weiss Market number 64, and this is for a gas and go. This is the one located at 601 Pleasant Valley Boulevard. That is right next to the Courtesy Ford, right where Valley View and Pleasant Valley come together. And this is for this is the area of the parking lot that is identified for the construction of the gas and go. That is a zoom in. All right. This proposal is for the construction of a gas and go 3-pump fueling station with a kiosk and canopy in the existing parking lot of the Weiss Market number 64. No additional parking is proposed at the site. However, there will be a total of 6 fueling positions across 3 proposed gas pumps. The proposed gas station would eliminate 37 parking spaces from the northwest portion of the parking lot. However, the minimum number of required spaces for this plaza is 57, and there will still be 75 vehicle parking spaces available after removing 37 of them to make room for the proposed fuel station. Access to the proposed fueling station appears to be through the existing 24-foot wide bi-directional access drives from one of the parking lot's 3 existing entry points. This here is from Courtesy Ford. This would be off of Valley View, and this entrance is from Pleasant Valley. These are one-way entrances, however. It appears that new parking lot striping is included with the plan, which should help to delineate the change in traffic flow specifically around this area here, although no changes to the drive aisles of the existing parking lot are proposed at all.
Okay.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am.
where's the exit
Where
right in
is
here?
it? Where are the other business locations? There's a
Right here.
This
state
is
Right there.
Wise.
That's Weiss and the State Store and
No,
everybody
it's
else.
Kish Bank.
Bank.
Bank just opened an
The
office.
bank. Where's Pleasant Valley
On the
Boulevard?
left.
On the left.
Yeah, so this is
Okay.
Pleasant Valley, this is Valley View, Courtesy Ford would be right
Pleasant-
here. This
What
is
I was-
Wise.
What was confusing me was if Pleasant Valley is one way, this way, right? Going
Yeah.
that way. What is this entrance here?
That's that backwards entrance where you exit and enter on the left instead of on the right.
You can go in and out of here, but now they're showing just an in.
And then,
See,
So to go out, you have to go through the bank area, right here's the bank.
No, you can come, I
down,
believe you can come this way and go.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that was
One
You
way.
go out
a,
on the bottom, you go in
how
on the
you going
top.
out?
You have to go out
Oh,
that
then-
Backwards.
Maybe not on Pleasant Valley at all, maybe you'd have to exit through Valley View, I'm not, that,
well, you see, when I looked at your map, when you look at your plan here,
this is
they're
the,
showing 2 entrances.
Right.
Actually, one of these is an entrance and one's an exit.
Looks like this one only goes to the gas station, then you gotta figure that out.
The
This
bottom
used
No
to
one
be-
is
exit.
This
That's
used
an
to be the
exit.
exit right
That's
here.
the exit.
That's
That is
it?
an exit.
Well,
okay.
So, well, I think, so we drew those lines up, that's not.
Yeah, I put the lines on there, so those,
Okay.
then, that didn't have anything marked as
That's-
it
so
was,
this is an
so I
exit,
just
okay.
assumed that those were.
All right. Now,
well, she could be right.
I guess you could come in here. You still can come in and go either way.
Yeah, you can still come in
And
down
go this-
here and you can enter the parking lot, you don't have to just go to the gas pump, and then if you're exiting, if these arrows aren't here, then you can still exit the same way.
Because it'd be hard to make the turn coming in here with that thing like that. You couldn't go. So they'll come in this way and make a decision, then we can go back out there. I got it.
Question, what are they gonna do, about getting the tankers in and out to fill those tanks?
They did provide a truck,
The turning.
They're gonna lose
yeah, the
They're
turning,
gonna lose parking places because that tanker just can't maneuver in there like a car does.
so all of the truck plans that they provided show coming in through over here and
Coming off
all
Valley
of
View,
the
there's parking
turn
spaces on both
information
sides of that
checked
entrance.
out based on that plan, but,
Okay.
That's where they come in off.
Yeah, they have to do that, but like I said,
Well, it looks like if they come in off
Right
of
here.
off the right there, off of, I guess that's Pleasant Valley, whatever. They come in, come across, then they go out around and exit the taxi or exit around
that'll be interesting. So they're
on the
driving-
other side. So they
go back out that same way.
come in here. Where am I? Come in here, come around, do whatever the tanks are, and then come out and go out this way.
They may be able to turn around and go back out the same way.
Yeah, I would think they're gonna come in here. They're 2 lane tanks goes right in here.
I was gonna say, this is 40 feet.
Yeah, and then they're gonna come out, this is why they come out this way.
Yeah, that's okay.
I got a real-
So who makes the call that minus, that losing 37 spaces, that there's, is acceptable, there's still enough parking there? Is that the city?
Yeah, so that's the city's requirements for that site. The existing number of parking spaces, so the city has requirements for a minimum and maximum number of parking spaces for this type of site. The existing number of parking spaces is way in excess of what they recommend, and so losing 37 parking spaces, they would still be in excess of what they recommend.
Okay, that answers my question, thank you.
I had one doubt.
Yeah, I've never seen that plaza full of cars.
Yeah, me
I was
neither.
gonna say, you know, it doesn't look like it is, except for maybe the
All right.
day before Thanksgiving.
Are there any other questions or concerns? Any additions you want to make to the recommendation? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the staff recommendations and actions on concerning item 7 on the agenda.
So
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Okay. Greenfield Commons.
Okay, so number 8 on your agenda is for Greenfield Commons in Greenfield Township. Typically, this is an item that would be maybe a minor review and something on a consent agenda, but due to some sewage concerns that were raised by the developer, I thought it would probably be best for you to see it. So this is located along Dunnings Highway, and this is Rush Drive. This is the U-shaped drive that goes around here, and this is for the addition of 4 seasonal RV campsites on a grass plot at the existing Greenfield Commons housing facility. The proposal includes concrete RV pads, associated gravel drives, and visitor parking. No changes are proposed to the site's access. Access is available via the private road, Rush Drive, which makes a U-shape throughout the site. Access to the proposed RV campsites appear to be through 18-foot wide gravel drives off of the private road. That is what these are right here. Proposed parking for this development includes 2 standard vehicle parking spaces. It appears that existing parking at the site is assigned, so the inclusion of additional visitor parking is appreciated. The gravel drives on each of the RV sites would be available for additional parking for whoever's using the RV site as well. It does appear that the proposed RV campsite dimensions are 20 by 40, which does not meet Greenfield Township's minimum size requirement for RV sites, which is 40 by 50 feet, or the minimum requirement for standard campsites. It doesn't even meet that requirement, which is 1,500 square feet. Environmentally, our review of natural features of the location revealed the presence of the 100-year floodplain, as well as wetlands on a portion of the site. However, because no development is proposed in those areas, the feature should not be an immediate concern. The site is located within the Frankstown branch of the Juniata River watershed. No post-construction stormwater management plan has been provided with this proposal. However, the developer did specify that there were concerns with connecting the site's existing sewage lines due to the pump station being over capacity, and that they did feasibility studies for maybe not feasibility studies, but there were other options mentioned for what the developer could do instead of connecting to this pump station, and said that this is the only feasible solution. So that was what the developer's major concern was with adding this development, other than the size restrictions on the property.
Well, now I guess, is the developer requesting a waiver from Greenfield Township about the site sizes?
No, not to my knowledge. No waivers were included.
Then if those sites are undersized, according to Greenfield Township, how are they building? What are they doing? How can they do that without a waiver? That's a question. I don't know. They've got to ask somewhere. If those sites are undersized, according to their Greenfield Township's ordinances, then they've got to request a waiver or they can't get a permit, right? They should be able to get a permit. So that's one question they've got to address. The second, because I don't know.
Is this a private development?
It's a housing, I don't know, it's a,
It's like, these are township streets, or is this an enclosed? Is
That's
this an
on private.
enclosed
It's on private.
development.
yeah, I believe this is a private.
It is a private development.
Yeah, so that's on Old 220, and it wasn't, I'm not sure about the specifics of Greenfield Commons. I tried to find information about the housing development, but I could not. It just looks to be individual, like efficiency apartments that are for rent. But I don't know.
And they're gonna put campers right out on the
Yeah, so
highway
this
there.
area here is a pavilion and like a common area with trees. They call it an orchard. This is just a grass area that's right off of the road here, and they want to put those RV campsites that are seasonal. They want to put RV campsites there.
What's that building, that long oblong building over there?
This,
No, down beside the roadway.
This one.
Give me your thing. Is it on? I have to push. What's this right here?
those are all like efficiency apartment buildings.
And this is apartments?
All housing, yes.
Okay, well, you said it was 40 feet long, right?
So the
The
minimum.
whole ends are 40 feet long.
I'm sorry.
You said they're 40 feet long each one.
Yeah,
My
like 20
campers-
by 40, correct?
My camper's 44.
Right. The
I
minimum.
mean, you're not gonna get campers in there that are very big.
Right. That's.
Right. That's not our concern.
No,
I
no,
did mention it that it didn't meet Greenfield Township's site
I agree with
requirements.
Bill, I think they need to get a waiver for that.
Yeah, that was my
Yes,
concern.
that's
They're
out of our
saying- they're saying
concern.
that those sites do not meet Greenfield Township's
Right,
ordinance requirements. So they need to apply for a waiver to do that,
I know where
regardless
this
of what
is.
their.
This is
how they
Dunning's
address their
Highway,
sewage
right?
Correct.
Where exactly, what part, I don't know where
The
this
Sheets
rush is.
Distribution Center
Okay,
for
okay.
contracts
you're out
is
that
almost
far,
right
okay.
behind there.
All right, I'm with you. Okay.
Like the floodplain map
Okay.
that shows the encroachment into the property is the floodplain that meets the rear property at
Because
Sheets
if you have those
Distribution Center.
hookups and you have floodplains, you would need, wouldn't you think the township would require a waiver?
That's what I was concerned
They're gonna
with as
require
well,
something.
because it said where the
Yes, I
discharge
would-
was
I
and
would hope so.
because it's in the floodplain, I'm like,
Okay,
Doesn't
I think they've got more questions than just hooking up what their sewage arrangements is. I think they've got questions that they need to address the
I
Greenfield
think that
Township.
should be addressed before it's even brought to us.
I think you're probably right. I mean, these are things,
I mean, because.
They need to go to
if-
Greenfield
If the pumping
Township.
station's over capacity, and we approve this, and they push forward with this thing, who's gonna fix the pumping station?
I think you need to, I think
litigation.
I think we need to defer to Greenfield Township.
that's your solution. They defer that. And I think the issues are, one is the lot sizing requiring a waiver of their building requirements. And secondly is addressing the sewage things before they even consider.
Could we make a motion like to table it until we get some answers from
Yeah,
Greenfield
that's right.
Township?
Yes.
I think that's, I've
we can
never,
re-review it. I think we've done
I
it
think-
before, mentioned for,
I can't remember doing that, but that doesn't mean that we
It
can't
shouldn't be
take
here
it.
yet.
I just don't think I don't think we have they haven't addressed their issues with Greenfield Township as far as site size and waivers and sewage before we see it. I think that's, my reaction is we don't have enough information to call it consistent with the comprehensive plan, so I'd say I'll entertain a motion to table it if nothing else.
So moved.
Second.
With those questions to be answered?
Yeah, I would say you need to send them a letter saying that we're deferring this, we're tabling it, and I don't know if we need to put a date on it or not, but we're deferring it until we till they get addressed questions concerning site size and waivers with Greenfield Township and their sewage problems with Greenfield Township. They're all Greenfield Township problems. They're not something we can address. Okay, I had that motion. Did I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, so moving right ahead. Next, we come down to item 9 on the agenda. These are the staff level reviews. These are ones that don't rise to the level of needing a full review like the ones we've just done, and just require action by the staff. There are also items that have been sent to the board members via email for comment and questions and corrections. So if there are any questions about any of these, now is the time to ask them of Mackenzie. So do we have any questions on any of the items listed on item 9 of the agenda? Again, it looks like lot mergers, fairly small changes. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the staff recommendation and actions and letters for item 9 on the agenda.
I'll move to approve.
Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Moving right ahead, we're down now to, wow, boy, we're getting a real break. Down to item 10 on the agenda. Looks like there are no, as far as the staff level reviews for the Metropolitan Clearinghouse, these are items that are submitted by municipalities. And sometimes we get reviews that require further review, like the ones we just included on the development applications. And sometimes all we're looking at, these are the ones we've got for item 10 here are, again, similar to the previous ones where they don't rise to the level of needing a full review. They require letters of support, letters of for permit applications and things of that nature. So these have been sent out by email to the board members for comment and questions and review. And any questions, now is the time to ask them.
I just want to correct that this should be Catherine Township.
Right, I was gonna ask
Yeah,
that.
it is corrected. Mr. Postos corrected me the
Yes.
first time I sent it out in the
That's Catherine
consent
Township.
agenda. That's Catherine Township. I corrected it in the letter. It just made it onto the PowerPoint.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
that is Catherine Township.
They're in Catherine Township.
which is the last one there?
The,
Yes, for England.
Pendel Engineering, our Mr. Postal's engineering that.
Okay,
They're in the township.
all right.
So you probably say about 6 Williamsburgs on their farm.
But at least.
All right, if there aren't,
It's actually correct on your agenda.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
your
not
agenda's
correct on.
yeah, I see that it's
Yeah,
Pendel.
I saw that.
Okay, are there any questions or corrections? I guess we've got the correction. Are there any, if there are no corrections or questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the staff actions on item 10 of the agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Moving on, item 11 is letters of support. We're sending out requests for, we go into applications for by municipalities. So these again have been sent out for comment and questions for to the board members via email. Are there any questions or corrections or concerns? If there are no questions, I will entertain a motion to approve the staff actions and letters of support sent
So
by the board. I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on, I think, Mackenzie, it's now down to Dave. You get a break. Thank you.
Just a few updates this time. Figure we keep it a little lighter than we have the past few months. Hazard mitigation plan, we were supposed to have a meeting this month. I suspended the meeting. We're waiting for the state hazard mitigation plan to be finalized, adopted, and published. You can insert whatever word you want in there. It's basically the same idea. Purpose being, we want to take the hazards and the definitions and the research on those hazards that the state develops and basically re-adopt it at the local level as best we can, so we're not contradicting them. And also, we don't need to redo research work that they've already done. We still need to do it for the local level, but the general parameters of the hazards and which hazards are out there, there's no need to be redoing that. I was expecting that midsummer. The last I checked, which was last week, it was not out yet. If it's not published in the next day or two, we're going to have a meeting in September anyway, just to keep the project moving. But we were expecting to have a meeting in August here, and that was suspended for that purpose. The calendar at the bottom there, we're missing the GAC on it. I noticed that last night. I look at the agenda and review it and went through and said, yeah, this looks good, and missed the GAC. So the GAC is the third Monday of September. I believe that's the 18th.
It is.
It'll be at Logan Township at 6:30. We're hoping to have a local share discussion. We're hoping to have a discussion on what the townships, boroughs, city, and county would like to see in terms of the reorganization of membership here, if they're what their opinions are on that. Have a more open discussion on that. And Steve McKnight's going to be there and give an update on what ABCD is doing and economic development efforts countywide. So that should round out the evening fairly nicely. It's at 6:30, so we don't feed them, but it's early enough we get them in and get them out of there in a reasonable amount of time.
What day was that again?
That's the 18th. It's a Monday. We used to bounce the GAC around here and there, and about a year and a half, 2 years ago now, we decided just to set it. It's the third Monday evening of March and September at 6:30. That way everybody knows when it is. We don't have this business of appointing people, oh, I can't make an evening meeting, I thought it was during the day, or vice versa. We know it's in the evening, we know what states they're going to be. So when the appointments are made, the people that are volunteering for that appointment should know when it is. There are several vacancies right now on the MPO board that we're looking at. There is a couple that are appointed at the state level, and then we have a township vacancy, or no, I shouldn't say it's a vacancy, it's a person up whose term is up for the tech committee, and the same thing for the coordinating committee. So we'll be looking at going to the BCATO meeting.
It's a convention.
Yeah. So that's the township's meeting. That's this month as well. You can see that on the 25th. So they'll make their appointments at that meeting. So, that's about it. There's a lot of stuff, little things going on in the background. You will be seeing, hopefully next month, an update for the employee handbook. Now that we have all that new tech in our hands, we need some parameters just to cover ourselves legally. So there'll be some tweaks made to that. While I'm looking at it, I'm going to go through and see if there's any other tweaks we need to make, anything we've drifted on, or any changes that, sometimes things happen outside our control that affect us. Just to double check on some of that stuff. I don't expect anything major. other than to add a section on the tablets and the smartphones. That's it.
Okay. I guess the only comment I would have too is, one thing we didn't say is that one of our peers had realized that Jamie has left
yes.
us and took a job in Maryland that was closer to his significant other. And so we're in the process of looking for a planner, and that's in progress. But that's the only staff action right now. So we're short. We're down one planner again.
Hopefully not for long.
Hopefully not too long. So that's in progress.
We do have a couple applications in for that, so I hope somebody will be in here within a month or so.
All right. Moving ahead, is there that pretty much takes care of 12 and 15. Is there any comments, corrections, or additions, items that the board members want to bring up? That's item.
On our agenda for the upcoming events, for the Down on the Farm event by Blair County Chamber, if you have not attended that in the past, that's a really nice event that the Blair County Chamber.
That get moved to October.
Yeah, that got moved to October 11th.
Well, it says September 27th.
That was the old one.
Oh, the one told me that. Okay, well, any, I would like to see you attend.
I'll be there.
It's a nice
I'm
event
sick, I missed the
put
meeting.
on by the Chamber and Reliance Bank and all the local, it moves from farm to farm each year. And Piney Creek Greenhouse, if you haven't been there yet, it's a real nice facility in the Cove.
Okay.
And they serve dinner and it's a nice time. Lots of ideas for the kids.
It's the 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
They try to get me to do it every year on
The
October
CVP
11th.
report is coming out for the city of Altoona. I think next month sometime. Are you gonna be in attendance to hear that?
So they're done with the data gathering.
Yeah,
Next month, they're going to start with the analysis portion. They're hoping to have the plan adopted next spring at some point. I think that was the last timeline I heard, like May, June timeline. So they ended up with about 3 times the number of survey responses they were expecting, which is really good. So congratulations to Altoona for that. They are wading through all that. They just completed the housing survey last week. So we will have probably the first time, at least that first time in memorable history, a complete survey of the housing conditions in Altoona. It came out, the preliminary came out that there's a quarter below average, there's about a quarter above average, and the rest are right about where you'd expect them to be. So the city's not as blighted as what everybody thinks it is, but there is blight there.
It's always been.
Yeah.
are they, if they're gonna be, are they contracted just to do the survey or to do the plan?
They're doing the plan too.
They are contracted
Mhm.
currently to do the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. They're not contracted to follow up with any programmatic or ordinance changes. They will stop with the plan. Anything their plan recommends, they will have to issue a new RFP.
Okay, so the ordinance update, they're not, they
That's a
won't be
separate,
involved with.
yeah.
That'll be separate, okay.
You know, when you start looking around, especially this year, because we have another project that's looking for a comp plan. I just got a call from Southern Alleghenies. There's a group of communities over in Huntington County looking to do a comp plan. I saw the trend coming, and it seems like it's in place this year. When you do a comp plan now, the RFP goes out to do the comp plan, the zoning ordinance, the SALDO, and the official map all at once. You're updating all at once under one contract. Generally in that order. City did the comprehensive plan and then did the ordinance separate, just to see what was going to come out of. And plus we were doing it. I think that's a better way to do it because it doesn't presuppose things that it should be presupposed.
Some of the ordinance stuff is gonna have some real battles in it, I'm afraid.
All right. Anything else? Walt, it's your turn.
I'm good. Everything's
You're
fine.
good. So, okay. If there are nothing, I guess the only thing we have is in fact that the next meeting is September 28th for our meeting here. There will be a board meeting or a executive committee meeting, first, second week of September, which is open to any board member that wishes to show up. It's usually just the officers looking to see where we're headed. And, but there's certainly anybody that's interested is certainly welcome to attend. It's usually usually the second Wednesday,
It's usually the first Wednesday.
first Wednesday or second
As long as
Wednesday
it's Labor Day.
in the month. It's usually at the Bellwood Brewer Building. It's usually at 8:30 in the morning. So that's just and so it's like I said, it's open to anybody that wants to attend.
Come back with a new secretary.
Come back with a new secretary. Right there you go. All right. Are there any other questions? I will entertain a motion to adjourn if they're not.
So moved.
So moved, Bruce. Okay, very good. Thank you. We're out of here. Bruce, I congratulate you. That's the first time you had to make it the whole time.